Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Let's thank our members: Invictus, Crazy Bull, Cots, I Am a Noob 2000, Interceptor 35, Richardson, Danny Cage, Rupert, and I Am a Noob 2000. So yeah, we have two I Am a Noob 2000s, which is probably the same guy. And yeah, thank you, man. You are the real MVP here. I mean, come on. He became a full crew member in the YouTube, and he also became a Foxhound patron. So, oh my god, guy. I mean, you are helping a lot. You have no idea how much. I am trying to get the PayPal to work, but they take a lot of time to just, process everything. So I am going to have a donate button soon for PayPal. But for now, this is the only way. We have for the Brazilians, we have the Pix, but it only works for Brazilians. So if you are Brazilian, the Pix is in the description. But anything else, yeah. Thank you guys, thank you all the members, all the patrons. It helps a lot. It just makes it so that even if I get a bad month on the AdSense for YouTube, I still can pay my bills with the patrons and the members. It really does help a lot. So thank you guys. And let's get into it. Subscribe and let's get into it. So today we're flying out mostly the A32, the attack version of the Lansing. But in general, yeah, this is basically the point of the video, a 9.3 BR in general, It is a very, very, and I know I see a lot of but still. But it is the worst BR ever to fly. It really is. If you have any 9.3 aircraft, just wait it out. Don't fly it. There are some exceptions, like the MiG-21s, for example. They're very good to fly in 9.3 because they're not even supposed to be 9.3, to be honest. But most of the aircraft are subsonic. They don't even have missiles or barely have missiles, or, it's just complicated. And you are normally facing A-10s and Su-25s. Normally, like 90% of the time, yeah, or MiG-21 MFs or something like that. So I just wanted to talk because this is what BR compression causes, I know it's like a problem with the QE times as well, but we need the 11.7 BR. We need it. Just due to this. There are some aircraft that got a very good BR, in the last BR update that we have. For example, the Sabre F40 is one, the CL Mark V, all the aircraft that were 9.3 and now are 9.0, they are very, very good to fly right now. But all of them that are 9.3 or that were 9.7 and are still 9.3, they are going to still die a lot for these more advanced aircraft. It's not a problem of facing Su-25s itself. It becomes a problem of only facing up tiers. It's almost 100% of the time you are facing up tiers. Almost every single time that you fly, you are facing 9.7s, 10.0s, 10.3s. I mean, I haven't had a 9.0, 8.7, 8.3 match in these aircraft for a very long time. I mean, look at the aircraft that are trying to get me. I know the T2 is 9.7, but the MiG-21S, I mean, still 9.7, but it is way superior than my aircraft, for example. And it's difficult. It's more complicated than just putting the A32 and all the 9.3s at 9.0, it's more complicated than that. Because then you create another problem that most of the 8.3s or 8.0s even, will be in the same spot that 9.3s are right now. And this is always going to happen. I mean, I think we are on a limit here. Most of the time, the BR compression is something that we can deal with. Most of the time, most of the aircraft and stuff, even though it's a very bad problem, most of the aircraft, you can deal with it. But these aircraft, there is a point that there is so much compression that everything turns into one BR normally that suffers more than anything else. That you basically cannot even play these aircraft, So the 9.3 is this one right now, It's a point of convergence in that sense, that it's just it's the pinnacle of the worst BR ever to play right now. Because every time you play, you are facing these aircraft. Look at the aircraft that I'm flying against. I mean, this is a 1950s interceptor slash attacker, this version, obviously. And I'm fighting late 60s, 70s, early 70s aircraft. Missiles from 1975, 76, 77. It's just not fair, you know? And it's just something that needs to change. Obviously, it's not something that completely breaks the game, because, as I said, it is kind of only one BR range that it's very, very bad. But this BR, there is a lot of aircraft in this BR, man. Even the new J-34, the new Hunter, it is in this BR, and it's just, as I said on that video, it's just not worth to play with, with that aircraft, you know? I always wanted a better Hunter that was not the F6 with its SRAMs in the high BR that it has. I always wanted that, a new Hunter, you know, that had like a 9.0, 9.3, and it has AIM-9s and AIM-9Bs, you know, and stuff like that. To be like a MiG-20, like a MiG-17F, you know, something of that kind of thing, you know, a more advanced of these, or second generation. I mean, this generation pack is just weird, but still. So yeah, and one of the things that obviously would help a lot is to put the Su-25 on the on 10.0 or 10.3. But the problem with that is that it's not only the Su-25, you know. I mean, we are facing MiG-21 MFs, man. This aircraft is from 1971, if I'm not mistaken. The SM was from 1969, and the MF, which is the export variant, was from 1971, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's barely that time, you know. So it's an aircraft, I mean, with a F-100D, it's from the middle of the 50s, fighting an aircraft that it's at least like 13, 14 years newer than mine. Obviously, he will destroy my aircraft in any sense, you know, of the word. And there's nothing I can do about it. You can try to win it, but the majority of the times you will... I mean, it's going to be a suffering party to actually get these aircraft to... I mean, look at this. Just fired an R-60M. And yeah, maybe it will help putting the Su-25, as I said, higher, but it's not only the Su-25. So if you add it, this is obvious. I'm not telling anything new here. If we have, I mean, I know a lot of people say that no, but we needed 12.7 BR. No, Gaijin will never do that. From nowhere, they will add up 1.2 gap out of nowhere and then spread everything out from the get-go, you know. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to take step by step, trying to improve it. So with statistics in mind. So the way that it would work is to increase it for 11.7. Most of these more advanced aircraft like the F-14 Mirage, 2000, MLD, all of these top tier, top of the line dogs, you know. And then some of the 11.0s would be 11.3s like the MiG-23M, like many others. The Vegan, for example, would be 11.3 at least. Maybe with the AIM-9Ls, it would be 11.7. So yeah, a lot of these aircraft would have a changed BR, you know. And obviously with that, you kind of spreads it out a little bit more. Most of these will open... I mean, most of these aircraft pulling upwards would make it so that more aircraft can be 10.7. For example, the A-10A could be a 10.7 with the Su-25 being a 10.3 even. But it just spreads it out a little bit more, you know, without destroying the middle BR, destroying the higher BRs. It just would help. Obviously, you would have technically a bigger QE time, but from the most part, and I think you guys are going to agree with me, probably like 90% of the players, I mean, I'm just guessing right now, but probably like 90% of the players would agree with me on that situation, that we need a little bit at least of BR decompression. I know a lot of people, and a lot of you guys probably will comment on, no, but we need more. But come on, be realistic, you know, Gaijin will not do that from out of nowhere, as I said. So we just have to be realistic. and materialistic, to be honest. And yeah, but basically this is it. You know, we need PR decompression. It's an old problem, but now it just converges very badly on this one BR range that is just awful to play. Awful. It's just such a bad BR, you know. But yeah. And just let's see us die for A9G here. But see, but yeah, problematic, right? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. And I see you guys on the next one. So bye, guys.